All right, so this being our first episode back into the new year, I'd like to think we're getting off to a great start with our guest this week. He's a writer, director, producer for both film and television, his first movie being one of my all-time favorites, but we'll get to that in a little bit because he's here with us this week to talk to us about the new comedy Superstore, Mondays on NBC. Please welcome Ruben Fleischer. Ruben, thanks for spending some time with us.
Thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be talking to you.
Yeah, we're excited to have you. So we'll get to Superstore first because obviously that's what you're here to talk about, and we want to help you talk about that and get the word out for it. We've seen a couple episodes of it on NBC already. There's been a bonus episode on NBC.com as well. But for anybody who hasn't had the opportunity to see it yet, we want to encourage them to go and see it. So what can you tell us? What can you tell us that they can expect about the show for when they actually watch it?
I feel like NBC has a long storied history of making great workplace comedies, like all the way back to Cheers, but certainly Office is in close memory. And I feel like Superstore delivers on that same pleasure of just watching a group of workplace friends who are almost like a kind of family. These disparate souls that are stuck together in a place for 8 to 10 hours a day, and the relationships they form and the fun that they have together. And it's a really great ensemble cast in a really fun, unexpected location, which is a classic American superstore, a la Walmart or Target or any of those types of stores.
Yeah,
and it's just a really fun type of show.
Yeah, I know I know Steve and I have both had the opportunity to catch all 3 episodes, and I know I'm looking forward to seeing more of it as it comes along because I really enjoy it so far.
That's awesome. I mean, we got really lucky with the casting of the show. Our ensemble is really strong, starting with America Ferrera, who's just, so fun to watch on TV. Everyone knows and loves her from Ugly Betty, but I feel like she's the type of person that when you just, there's something about her when you watch her, you just lean in and you engage with her. She's just a really relatable person who's grounded and real, and she's the anchor for the show. And she's surrounded by like 6 other super fun, super funny, very diverse characters that surround her.
Yeah, I'm glad
you guys
mentioned.
Have anyone that kind of stuck out to you as a favorite? Like when you watched it, I'm curious to kind of get your thoughts on who you responded to.
Steve, I was going to say, I mean, America Ferrera definitely does stick out to me, as well as Ben Feldman, who plays Jonah as well. But so far, as of right now, I'm a big fan of Colton Dunn, who plays Garrett on the show. He's sticking out as one of my favorite characters at the moment.
Yeah, he's an incredible improviser, and it's always fun to, as a director, work with talented improvisers. And I got really lucky on this show because Colton, Lauren, and Mark McKinney are all like world-class improvisers. But when we were casting the show, Colton was somebody I had actually just shot a commercial with. I'm a director, and I direct a lot of things besides movies and TV shows. Sometimes I get to direct commercials, and so I just done a commercial with Colton, and he also is a writer for Key and Peele, and he was just on my radar from UCB, and I just knew he was really funny. He had a supporting role in Parks and Rec, and so when it came time to find a character to play Garrett, he was definitely at the top of my list.
Yeah, and I know you mentioned Mark McKinney too, who anybody who's listening who doesn't know is previously actually going back all the way to Kids in the Hall. So I mean, his improvisational skills are top notch.
Yeah, and if you've ever found yourself saying, "I'm crushing your head, I'm crushing your head," you have Mark McKinney to thank for that. I mean, it's pretty awesome to get to work with somebody who, as a true comedy lover, had such a strong influence on me as a kid growing up. Like, he's definitely the sort of senior member of the group of our ensemble. He's the Glenn who plays the boss at the store. He's kind of like a father, like a misguided father figure for our ragtag bunch. But yeah, he's just super, super funny and has an incredible pedigree, having come from Kids in the Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned obviously America Ferrera as the main character. It's kind of split between her and the fellow who plays Jonah, who's also Ginsberg from Mad Men fame. For those of you who might notice somebody noticeable, but we've seen a lot of the dry and laugh track, less humor. There's no laugh track on the show, which that's kind of one of the things I look for in a comedy anymore. Don't tell me when to laugh. I'll laugh when I want to. But we've also seen a little bit of mystery, especially with that character Amy, who is played by America Ferrera. So it feels like there's a lot of comedy, but there might be another side and a more serious side to the show when it calls for it. What maybe can you tell us about the tone of the show moving forward and what people can expect in that light?
Sure. I mean, our writer, Justin Spitzer, who created the show and is an immensely talented person, he came from The Office, and I think The Office was a super funny show, but it had heart at its core. Mm-hmm. I feel like he just related a lot to those characters and felt for them, and whether it was Jim, Pam, or Michael or Dwight, any of them, you connect with them on a really deep level, and that's our hope for this show, is that it just has a lot of heart. Like, you feel for these people who, whether it's their dead-end job or their, frustrated relationships or whatever it is, there's another layer to it beyond just the goofy, fun things that happen at a day at a superstore. It's more about just understanding, relating to these people as real, full-rounded characters who, think and feel and love and want. And while our goal is always to make you laugh, it would be great if you felt for them as well and felt a connection to them.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned, Justin Spitzer, who's the creator of the show. And I know obviously it's exaggerated for the sake of comedy and television and such, but I feel you and Justin, you pretty much hit the nail on the head for sometimes what it can be like to work in that place. Cause I've worked in retail before too, and it's definitely very similar to that. I know you did some commercial work before you landed, feature films and television and such. Did you have any experience in retail that you can kind of reflect on that you use when you're directing or when you're producing the show as well?
Yeah, I mean, I worked a register at a gift shop, and it was a pretty brutal job just dealing with all the customers that I just really didn't think much about. But when you clock in and clock out, that's your time at the store. But what really matters are the people that you're spending the time with. And so while it might not be the most fulfilling job working retail, if you have people that you like and connect with that you're surrounded by, it makes the time go a lot faster. That's what I found when I was working in retail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have a little bit of interest because it kind of plays tones at making fun of the people who shop at Walmart. I assume that comes a little bit from that famous website, People of Walmart, or something along those lines, where you kind of get the inspiration for those people, because that's one of the better parts of the show as well, that can make you laugh on any given night.
Yeah, I think those interstitials, I don't know if you guys noticed, as you were watching, there's sometimes these transitional scenes that don't have any dialogue. They're just kind of these observational moments of people shopping in the store, or a little baby bouncing in a crib, or whatever it may be. There's these just kind of funny observational moments, and those are, I guess, to a degree, a nod to the people of Walmart, but more than anything, just most of these stores are open for really late and long hours, and just all the weird things that could happen at any time within them.
Yeah, for sure. Then transition a little bit here. I'm glad you mentioned that you did some directing of commercials and stuff, because I saw just through a little bit of research on your IMDb page that you've also directed a couple episodes of Kimmel. And I don't think we've ever had a director on the show before. At least I've never talked to one. So I'm kind of interested in just what goes on in directing an episode of late night TV, like a Jimmy Kimmel or something like that.
Well, for me, it was a dream come true to get to work on a late night TV show. I grew up as a huge Letterman fan and was kind of obsessed with him, and definitely credit him as my biggest comedy influencer, or just like developing my taste more than anything else probably as a kid. And so when I moved to LA, I happened to work with a woman whose boyfriend was Kimmel's brother, John, who's now one of his head writers. But at the time, we were both young PAs and just coming up. And she mentioned that Jimmy was looking for some directors. This was like season 2 or season 3 at the Kimmel show. And it was an incredible experience as a young director, because it's like directing boot camp. I never went to film school or anything like that. But like when you're at Kimmel, you get there about like 10 o'clock in the morning. The writers kind of get about to writing the sketches. They hand them out, and you got to basically cast them, shoot them, edit them, and deliver them all by 7 p.m. And they have to make the cut for that night's show. And it's the best proof of working, because like if you do a bit, like I did a lot of the little bits for the first act pieces, and you get to see with a live audience whether or not they work or not. You know, you shoot it, and then that very same night, you get to see if people think it's funny. So it's a really great way to hone your talent as a director. A, because it's really fast, and you got to think on your feet how you can make it as great as you can. And B, you get the result of getting to see it put up front of an audience every night and seeing if it makes the cut or not.
Yeah, it's almost like trial by fire a little bit, you know, as you said.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I was going to say it sounds about as hectic as you would expect it to.
Yeah, it's like what you picture like with the late night show, but Kimmel's also an incredible arbiter of taste. Like he would watch every piece before it aired and give you notes, and if he wanted you to go back and re-edit it, you would do so, you know, in order to make it as good as it could be before it aired. He's like got incredible instincts when it comes to editing, and he would give great notes and like help you make it the funniest it could possibly be.
Yeah. I know as far as things you've done in your career, I'd be a little remiss if I didn't mention Zombieland, which was, you know, your first film that you had worked on. And I did mention in the intro, you know, it's one of my favorite films. It's probably no joke. It's probably one of my top 5 favorite films of all time. I absolutely adore that movie. So I'm curious, you know, how it makes you feel to have your first film be as successful and critically acclaimed as it was.
I mean, it was a dream come true, honestly. Like, I don't know quite else what to say, but like, yeah, I mean, you can only imagine if you're like a kid that's just been making little things in obscurity, like music videos, working at the Jimmy Kimmel show, commercials, whatnot, and then you get a chance to make a feature film, and then it becomes this like cult favorite. And you get to work with such amazing cast and people like Emma Stone, Jesse Eisenberg, Woody Harrelson, and Bill Murray. I mean, that's like dream come true. So on every single level, it was just an absolute dream come true. It was incredible.
Yeah. Was it true too? I think I read somewhere, it might have been Wikipedia, but I don't believe anything unless I hear confirmation. Was it true that one of the conditions for Woody Harrelson was that you had to go dairy free for a week?
Yeah. You guys did your research. Yeah. And yeah, he's like a hardcore vegan. And so he put that to me. He was like, well, you know, if you want me to be in this movie, and he kind of suggested that I challenge myself to be vegan for a week, and I actually did it, which I'm proud to say.
Yeah. And I think I read online as well too. Are you attached to the sequel, to direct the sequel?
Yeah, we're working on it now. I actually just saw Jesse last week. We're trying to get a script that everybody's happy with that we can go make. But it feels like there's a lot of momentum. The cast all really wants to do it, and it's just a matter of getting the script to the place that we can go shoot it.
Well, that's awesome, because my next question was going to be if we were going to see the original cast come back, and that's great news, because I think they're a huge part as to what made that first movie as successful as it was, including yourself and the writing as well. So, I mean, if everybody's back on board, I have no doubt the sequel will be another fantastic movie, and I know I'm seriously looking forward to it, as well as maybe even seeing some more new rules for surviving the zombie apocalypse.
I think that goes without saying. We'd have to feature it, but I know we wouldn't do or at least I have no interest in doing the movie without all the original cast. It seems like that's what people love. There's no point in trying to do it any other way.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know we're running a little short on time, but before we let you go, obviously, I think you're on Twitter at Ruben Fleischer on Twitter.
Yeah, I think so. I'm actually not even sure. I'm not a big Twitter guy, but yeah.
Okay.
You can find me online if you look for me. I'm there.
Okay. And obviously we want to send people to check out Superstore on NBC Mondays, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock Central. I know by the time this is going to be airing, the 4th episode will be tonight, actually, by the time this is posted. So, but you can always go to NBC.com and check out the first 3 episodes which you missed, which we highly recommend. But Ruben, thanks a lot for spending some time with us.
Thanks for having me. And, yeah, definitely check out Superstore. It's worth the time.
Yeah, absolutely. With that being said, we are going to take another break, and we'll be back with the showcast right after this.